Alright everybody, Tomb of the Spider Queen is the first map here today at the end of the Storm Europe. Don't get confused by that handsome little fella over there in the other corner. One of the top supporters here today wanted to have the colored chibi, and that's actually the TGN Squadron chibi that they back then created. So yeah, for now we have our first game, and it is on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and we're looking at Go versus Madcore, France versus Poland, so to say, and in this case Tyrande banned out immediately. Kael'thas follows right away, so two of the heroes that really annoy people on all servers these days, I suppose, especially in Quick Match and Hero League, have been banned out immediately. And on Tomb of the Spider Queen, one of the things that you of course want to have is lane control and also wave clear. And therefore Zagara, a great hero. You have also a lot of vision thanks to the creep tumors on both of the turn-in spots, which is incredibly important if you are trying to control the objective, which on Tomb of the Spider Queen can actually lead to a very fast win for your team if you are able to snowball. A lot of teams are trying to get Zagara together with Sylvanas, so Go now has to think about what they are doing in regards to Sylvanas. Do they actually allow Madcore to potentially take the hero, or do they pick her away right now? They actually prioritize Thrall over anything else, and Thrall has been rising in priority. If you watched all the videos on the YouTube channel already, for example, then you know that Thrall has been picked in nearly every game since the scaling changes started, and Thrall or the Spider Queen can also, of course, add a lot to the team's lineup. But that also means that they ignored a couple of heroes that they definitely could have gone for. A very powerful combination, for example, after Kael'thas and Tyrande are being banned out, is still Muradin together with a Jaina. It's incredibly powerful. Falset is a hero that is oftentimes played as an auto-attack damage dealer. Reyna, not usually an early pick in the European scene, is also pretty strong with that. And they go for a Diablo over the potential Muradin that they could have used here. There's an interesting start for Go into the draft here. The Polish team is pretty accomplished. They have a shot of actually qualifying for the playoffs now. Madcore is in a very similar situation. It's all about the points, gathering them, trying to improve your standings for the seeding. And Madcore has now an opportunity to draft that Sylvanas. So they have to think about what kind of composition do we want to play here. Do we really want to go for a hardcore push composition and add that Sylvanas to our lineup? Then maybe go for Leoric or Johanna then later on. Tassadar has also a lot of wave clear, would work too. Or do we just play with the Zagara at the bot lane and add solid auto attack damage to that hero as well and play more of a normal composition that is not that focused on siege damage alone? So those are the thoughts that they are probably having right now. Tassadar and Zagara have amazing vision, and with the Zagara and the Tassadar, it's maybe even a little bit of overkill what we're seeing here. One of the reasons, of course, why you might pick it as a Tassadar when you have a Zagara is also that you're trying to take the Oracle away from the opponent, who always has the opportunity then to clear those creep tumors. You could ban Tassadar out. In this case, though, when we already have Thrall on the other side, that's also, of course, Uther that you would like to get rid of, and they pick that Sylvanas that I've been talking about. So this is already an amazing amount of wave clear that we have here. We have Storm, we have Zagara with the Banelings, with the Roaches, with also, of course, those Hydralisks, Sylvanas with the Unstable Poison on level 7. A very powerful composition here. And I suppose that as a frontliner, Madcore is currently thinking about going into Johanna or Leoric, or even both, if they want to play Tassadar as a solo support in this setup. But for now, Go has, of course, the ban. And they banned Johanna for exactly that reason, because the hero just has way too much wave clear, and you want to make sure that with the setup that Madcore is drafting right now, you limit that as much as you can. For Madcore, it's of course a bit of a different approach to the entire game now. They need to ban out damage for Go. They need to try and make sure that those snipes and ganks are not going to be as powerful as they could be, and they take Falstad away first of all, which also of course is a great hero. Just push the opponent away with a Mighty Gust. But now Go finds themselves in an interesting situation. What do they draft here? Do they go into a Muradin to really help out Muradin and to help out Diablo and Thrall? Is it going to be a Charism for them? Is it going to be an Uther? Are they trying to rely on the Divine Shield? First of all, they pick Leoric away. Definitely not the hero that they wanted to take here, but as I said before, Leoric and Johanna are the two heroes that have the most wave clear in this setup, and this is exactly what Go is trying to get rid of. They ban Johanna out, they take Leoric away, so now they have a very heavy front line, and they could add a Charism over an Uther, since with Circle of Life, especially in the later stages of the game, you get even more healing power when there's heroes around you, and that's exactly what they're doing. Charism is the hero for them, so 4 melee heroes already, and Madcore are probably going to take Muradin right now. And it's kind of incredible to see that this late in the game, Muradin is still available. I mean, theoretically, you could go into a couple of other heroes too, but Muradin seems like the best choice for Madcore at this point. Keep in mind that Greymane is actually allowed in the tournament. We haven't really seen him yet, neither in the North American qualifier yesterday, nor in the European qualifier today, but he is allowed. Like, looking at the compositions, I highly doubt that we're going to see Greymane in this game, just emphasizing it that he is actually allowed in the tournament now. So for Madcore, they have to first of all, of course, think about this Tassadar. Solo heal, yes or no? Mirrodin as a frontliner would be great. If they want to have a little bit more wave clear, they could even add another damage dealer into the mix. Valla, for example, with the multi-shot can really accomplish a lot when it comes to taking down creep waves. That might be something that they're thinking about as we speak. So Madcore really trying to have a very, very heavy like push setup. Tyrael is, of course, also one of those mobile characters that they have in the game. And one of the things that Tyrael brings to the table that I haven't really talked about yet is he's one of the tanks that actually also has a little bit of, I don't want to say heal, but he has those shields. ETC probably fills a bit of a similar role there if you're going for Prog Rock on level 1 and Groupies then later on during the talent build. But for now, they are running it with the Tyrael, have the option to also go for Sanctification, which is going to be incredibly important for them later on, especially if Diablo is, for example, throwing out those Apocalypse, if he doesn't go into Lightning Breath. What's definitely missing for Go is a heavy damage dealer from the back line, and we have still Jaina around. There is a Reyna that you could go for if you really wanted to, and that Valla that I mentioned already earlier is, of course, another very solid pick if you want to have some damage. And Madcore knows all of this as well, and they pick Jaina away, which is even more wave clear. And now Go is probably forced into Valla or Reyna. I mean, one of the two heroes is going to just like finish their setup, and it is Valla because she at least has a bit more wave clear. And Madcore, you can already tell from the composition that they are playing here, they want to push, and they want to push hard. And they're really going to try snowball the game with maybe a double turn in on the early Web Weavers. They have perfect vision with the Tassadar, Oracle, and Zagara, then of course also with the Creep Tumors everywhere on the map. And with that, they should be able to control those turn-in points. So this is going to be extremely fun, guys. Get ready for this one. It's going to be an interesting game. Two very different compositions are clashing against each other. And we're going to jump into Tomb of the Spider Queen, our first game here today at the End of the Storm Euro Qualifier. The game, ladies and gentlemen, is life. Game number 1 of the day here, and we have to the left side, it is Team Go, the Polish team here, with Terra on Leoric, Wolves on Thrall, Argent on Diablo, Excite on Valla, and DCTR on Charism. To the right side of the map, we have the French team, and it's Madcore with Lolini on Sylvanas. We have Nep on Jaina, STK on Tassadar, Kano on Zagara, and Sonu is playing Tyrael here in this game. It's going to be a fun one. First game here in the qualifier, and this is the last qualifier before the final start, before the playoff start. So it's going to be a very important one, since all of these teams are trying to improve their standings in the ranking right now, and of course try to qualify for the tournament itself. A couple of interesting builds here actually already. We are seeing an arrow build for Valla, which on this map in particular is not often seen, since of course with Web Weavers and everything else that is usually just like fluttering around here, you don't normally go for the arrow, but instead for the multi-shot, especially when you're going up against such a heavy push build, what we're seeing from Madcore. I would have expected for sure to see a multi-shot build here being executed, but far from it. They're trying to go for an arrow build here instead, and this is going to be pretty fun actually, because I can see Madcore trying to push this 6 days to Sunday. They are going to try to set a new record for siege damage here. Like lately I played a couple of Abathur games again, and I actually managed one game where I had 400,000 siege damage at the end. By the way, we lost, I was not happy. But it was pretty fun actually to look at the leaderboard later on and see those 400,000 damage. So they are going to try to set a new record here as well. They have wave clear on basically every single hero that they run in this setup. And the whole idea that we're seeing from Madcore is definitely going to be to try and dominate the objective, try to dominate those turn-ins, make sure that they are going to get everything like pushing in once that the first Web Weaver wave is in there. We have a bit of a lag there, but that allows us to talk about those compositions a bit. If you looked, or if you listened already to the draft, then you probably know what I'm going to talk about. But for example, when you just look at the talents here, I mean, we have Lost Soul currently for Sylvanas. She's going to spam that out even more with the Shadow Dagger and can then push a little bit harder. We're having the Lingering Chill here. We're seeing for Zagara pretty normal builds as well. As a solo tank, Tyrael is more or less forced to go into Regeneration Master and Amplified Healing, at least if he wants to live. And I still have to say that this Siphoning Arrow or Siphoning Arrow is actually surprising me a bit. I really thought that they would try and use Valla as a bit of a, I don't know, like a counterpart to what's currently going on the opponent's side, and you have a bit of counter push happening, but far from it. We have the Soul Feast here currently for Diablo as the level 1 talent, the Rolling Thunder, and the Charism with the full heal build. But roughly around level 7, when we're coming to the amount of gems that you need for the first turn, and I really think that this could be the moment in the game where Go has to really make sure that they get ahead by killing heroes, or they will have a very tough time going up against all this pushing power with the Web Weavers. And if Madcore is able to get 2 Web Weaver waves in a row, which is actually kind of likely if the game goes like this and they don't die at the beginning, then it would be really, really difficult for them. So, yeah, at that point, we're having currently in the mid lane here already Sonu, Neb, and Lolini just like rotating again. Rotations on this map in particular between two lanes are incredibly common. If you have small maps, then this is usually what you try to do. Blackheart's Bay at the top and mid lane is very similar to that, because you try to get all of those stacks, maybe for Season Marksman, or just simply for Conjurer's Pursuit and other talents. Oh, Tassadar is actually attacked here, but of course he has his dimensional shift and is using that right away. Aldrin was able to probably scare him a little bit there, but not of any consequence just yet. So for now, Madcore is doing quite well. We're seeing Go try to just like counteract and push the opponent back a little bit, but Terror is already eating a lot of damage on his Leoric here. That's just way too much AoE damage. Every single time they try to jump in, they are attacked from 3-4 sides. Gems apparently not needed. Okay, now they're jumping in to get them. Didn't want to overextend here, I suppose. For now, we're having, well, 11 gems, 50 already turned in, so Madcore is doing really well here. For Go, it's incredibly important that they win this round. They are, as far as I know, not in I don't think that they have a playoff spot yet. So they really need a couple of points. I think they need to reach like the 3rd round of the tournament maybe to make that happen. And against Madcore, they are in a situation where it's definitely not going to be easy for them. Wow, Tassadar going for Oracle on level 4. Now, I didn't see that coming at all. He's the solo support for the team, and while that is absolutely not unheard of, I can't even remember the last time that I saw a Tassadar as the solo support that did not go for Leeching Plasma and for Kala's Embrace. I guess in this game, Leeching Plasma is not necessarily needed. I would have still liked to have it for especially Tyrael, Zagara, and also Sylvanas, but Kala's Embrace is just a must-have. I mean, that's the minimum of what you have to commit to if you want to play Tassadar as a solo support. So Zagara, talking about her, is in trouble at the bot lane, gets a quick shield from Tyrael. Job well done here. And yet, at this point, they're starting to move in once again. Up to the top lane, a bit of pressure play against Leoric. He's getting pushed back too, having no Fire Devil taken for him. There's still a bit of a brawl happening down there at the bottom turn-in spot where Canova was trying to turn in once more. Puncturing Arrow and Right the Lightning have been taken. So yeah, kind of interesting to see that Valla is fully committing to an Arrow build. I am a little bit stunned. I really thought that an Arsenal would be the better choice here. The good thing for Madcore is that they are all still alive, and that might sound a little bit silly, but with the setup that they are playing, as I said before, it's all about the pushing power, and that usually comes into play once you have your first Web Weaver. So for them, it's important that they don't die at the start of the game, that they are not falling behind in experience, and so far they're doing a pretty good job accomplishing exactly that. But Go is now starting to get a bit of a headway in the middle of the map and is starting to really mark their territory here. They're getting the turn-ins. They have 21 gems now turned in. But at the bottom lane, Thrall is still going up against Kano, who definitely needs a little bit of assistance at least. Level 7 is soon going to be ready. Oh, nice jump, Lolini. Wow. That was close. That was very close. That stun on Diablo could have cancelled him out there. Yeah, bottom is already being attacked. You can really tell how, again, we have Lolini just like spamming out that Shadow Dagger. Rest of the teams are just rotating on the map, trying to go up at top lane for Jaina. Neb is moving away, rushes away from the rest of the team and is able to escape. Bot lane, once again, center of attention for most of the players. The Unstable Poison is finally now reached. This is the time where they're going to try and start pushing. They go straight for a kill against Thrall, but they don't get him. Not just yet. Well was ready, so he was able to move away. Repeating arrow for Valla. We're seeing Frostbitten for Jaina, and Kala's Embrace, of course, for Tassadar with the endless creep for Zagara and the kill against Valla. Valla down, and Madcore find themselves in an amazing spot. They can turn in, they can get those Web Weavers now, and they have everything that they need. No, they can't! Blue turns in first up at the top lane. Wolves moves in and turns in first. That was definitely not what they were hoping for here. Yeah, well, that's a little bit of that's actually like slowing them down quite a bit. So for now, they just need to defend against the opponent's Web Weavers. Definitely not what Madcore intended to do here. But yeah, still. So let's see how they're going to deal with that. Web Weavers could, of course, theoretically give a bit of an experience advantage to Go. That sneaking in of the gems up at the top lane was definitely a great move for them right now. That worked very, very well. Web Weaver over here, already about to be eliminated. Diablo moves in again, though, goes for Jaina. Doesn't get her. Sonu is just blocking with his body and using the shields and Tyrael as well. The rotations are happening again. At the bottom lane, we see GoTerra with Leoric trying to at least take a few of the towers down. And SoFi is actually doing a very solid job at that. So they're starting to move in immediately. Sonu and Kano are already in position here. The Web Weaver is about to die. And experience-wise, we don't really see that massive lead for Go that they were hoping for. Of course, they have a slight lead now that they take down the towers at the top. but it's not like they can really capitalize on this properly. If the red team is able to turn their gems in, then they will still be able to hit level 10 at roughly the same time. And of course, we're going to see the attempt to actually do that in just a few seconds. Once again, of course, we have at the bot lane, Zagara, Kanu is already there, is trying to push him back again. Wolves and Terror, the two of them are there. Zagara with the creep spread everywhere, and here comes now the turn-in attempt. 17 gems, and he's going to get at least those. Gems are turned in, but they need 3 more, and Nep is trying to do exactly that. The zoning has started, though. A 4 versus 4. Lolini not jumping away. Lolini is down, taken apart. The Haunting Wave not hit. And now we have a 5 versus 4 situation with level 10s coming into play for Go. The Polish team, actually, it's a really tricky composition that they're up against here. This is so dangerous. It can snowball within seconds once that the red team is building up some momentum. But right now, Go is playing this nearly perfect. They're playing a great game here. They now have Divine Palm, Strafe as the Auric abilities. Oh, and Tomb locking down Jaina, but not enough damage there to follow that up. Sundering and Apocalypse are also in play, plus the Divine Palm. STK and Nep both moving away here, and now they are of course very close to level 10 themselves. Still 41 gems that they can turn in, and with 45 in the hands of the blue team, they have an incompleted turn in 2 if they get all of the gems away. There comes Ardren again, moves in. Do we see Sundering? Nah, would have been a little bit too risky. The heroic abilities are now ready for the 2 of them, and in this case it's Wailing Arrow. We have also Ring of Frost, Force Wall, we have also Sanctification plus more, and here comes the push up at the top, trying to get access to the turn-in spot. 3 gems is all that they need to turn in. 3 gems, and Valla in trouble and taken down. The Blizzard hits, and it hits hard. Once again, we have DCTR already moving away to the left side here. We're seeing Lolini, STK, Nep, and Sono in position, and they are going to complete that turn-in. So now it's the time for them to really start pushing and pushing hard. I mean, at this point, we're currently having a really nice situation for them where they are on the same level as their opponent. They have that pushing power that we've been talking about. And let's see. GoTerra is already there, but this is the moment when Madco really has to start pushing in and pushing in hard at that. This is like the moment when they really have to capitalize on the strength of their composition. This is really what they've been waiting for. Getting the Web Weavers, having Sylvanas with that, having all that AoE, bursting down structures, taking these waves apart, using the wave clear in their setup to make sure that they get a maximum amount of damage done with those Web Weaver waves, and they are already at it. They're going through the mid lane like it's nothing, and at the bot lane we're seeing Kano and Zagara trying to do the exact same thing as up at the top. Nice force wall here. Sono is moving away. But just look at the middle. The wall is already gone, and they start to rotate top. They have a slight lead in experience already as we speak. The rotation into the middle, trying to maybe even go for Valla. That's not going to happen, but they can at least take down the well, and with Sylvanas being around, they are just disabling the fort once again. It's a 4 versus 4 up here now. Once again, Tyrael jumped in deep. Zagara at the bot lane is starting to rotate into the middle to help the team out. Heroic abilities have not been committed yet, but they could. Thrall on the way, bot lane, Web Weaver has been defended against 2, and there we have only half the amount of hit points left on the fort as well. So for now we have once again, at the top lane, just everybody soaking experience. Yeah, Jane actually rushing away as GoTerra is moving in. And at this point, not really as much damage as Madco was trying to do. Normally with the Sylvanas Zagara composition, you are trying to get the first turn in at level 7, and that was the one that was denied to them. Could have been a completely different game, because if you manage that correctly, then you get the earlier level 10, and you get the domination on the map so that you get the second turn in tier 2. And with a double turn in, that's usually what you need. But with a very, very smart move, you actually saw Go deny that, and now they're going for the fight here. Zagara is already down. Leoric is in a little bit of trouble with the Ring of Frost here. Divine Palm is saving him for now. Not triggered though, and Tyrael is trying to follow it up. The rest of the team is also moving in with another Storm hit immediately. Nep is trying to get an opportunity to drop a Blizzard. Once again, they are rushing in. Diablo is trying to buy some space for them. Force Vault though. Thrall is there too. Apocalypse used. They're locking down Tyrael, but Diablo is down. He has the souls though. And in the backline, we see Strafe used by Valla to zone the opponent out and push them back. Once again, we're having them in. The level 13 talents are by now ready, and that means that we're having finally also Evasive Fire taken, and that's immediately being used by Lolini to also get a bit of a speed boost. They take down Karazim, and now we're seeing Ice Block, but Sylvanas is down. Didn't have the cooldown on the Haunting Wave, and her kill results in the level 13 talent also for the opponent here. So by now, looking at the talents, once again, we're having, in this case, Imposing Will, Mutalisk, Prescience, Improved Ice Block, and Evasive Fire taken. Pretty much what you would like to get for most of the heroes. For Kassadite means a lot more survivability. He will go into the Dimensional Warp on level the 16 then later on. And of course with the Zagara we're going to get root expansion with the next talent. On the other hand, we have a bit of an adjustment with the Grace of Air here. The follow-through on level 7 for Thrall already indicating that he is definitely heading into one of those auto-attack builds where he's trying to get that extra damage in after abilities being used. But the Grace of Air is still helping him with a sustain and something he's... What? An Entomb! Double Entomb here, but no follow-up damage to take down Zagara. Sanctification used at the front, everybody moving in again. That strafe on Vala, yeah, zoned them off a bit, but nobody really dying here. The rest of the level 13 talents, also pretty much what you would think about, especially of course Leoric. He's the one tank that goes into Burning Rage to make sure that he has an opportunity to take down those creep tumors that Zagara spent all over the map. It's pretty common in a double warrior setup that one of the warriors against the Zagara goes into Burning Rage to make that happen. We're seeing them with the Relentless and Karazim, which isn't really coming as a surprise here. And Vala respecting all of that burst damage that we see with the abilities, going straight into the spell shield to make sure that she has an opportunity to fight a bit longer. And we see that's definitely needed. There's the Maw, double Maw. Can they follow it up? Tassadar moves in. Where's that storm? There it is. Vala down. Karazim about to die. No, Divine Palms himself. It is being triggered, but the fight is once again starting, and the blue team is incredibly low. Everybody dashing away. Lolita with a Haunting Wave from Apocalypse is being used. Net moves in, tries to slow Diablo for the kill. We have Tyrael taking him out finally, but Zagara has also died, and once again we are seeing Tassadar in a bit of trouble. Jaina is going down. Tassadar shielding himself. Lolini in the middle of things. He's incredibly low. He needs to get out of there. Oh, we see Sanctification used just before that Sundering hit. Perfect timing by Sonu. Karazim down. Karazim dead. Lolini running to go Terror, trying to catch him, and they all move away. What a battle. What a fight that we just saw there. And in this case, Madcore is getting the upper hand. They have the turning completed as well. They're starting to move in once more with them. We have still a couple of heroes down on the opponent's side, and Lolini, after healing at the well, goes in to provide those Shadow Daggers and make sure that they're taking that fort. What a fight here between these two teams. Absolutely incredible. Fighting for every inch on the map now, and for very good reason. It's all about the qualification here. Konu takes down that fort in the mid lane. Up at the top lane, we have of course one eliminated too, and that means that we're very close to level 16 now for Madcore. Madcore, they want to go for Leoric. Leoric dashing away, getting force walled, and Tomb trying to block them away here. There was not a Tomb that was supposed to trap Tassadar. Don't misunderstand what he was doing here. He was just trying to block the corridor so that nobody could follow him. Blue Web Weavers descending. Arden moving in at the top and completing the turn in now for his team. The level 16 talents are ready, and that means that we are having now the Cold Embrace for Sylvanas. We are seeing the Northern Exposure taken for Jaina. They are rushing up to the top, trying to get another kill here. Dimensional Warp and also Root Expansion, as predicted, have been taken, and after the Imposing Will, the Holy Ground has followed for Tyrael. So with those talents already in play, we have again a bit of pushing power happening here. But the first Web Weaver is just melting away. Immediately taken down there. Well, the rest of the Web Weavers are currently in the mid lane, and Terror is there trying to help out. He needs to be careful that he doesn't get locked down. But with the Hardened Bones, he should be able to move away, and that's what he currently tries to do. Moves away immediately. We have 16 versus 16 talent now as another Web Weaver gets eliminated. And this puts now finally also Tempest Fury into the hands of Thrall for the extra damage. We're seeing the renewed swing for Leoric, even though he went into Awesome Renewal on level 7. So doesn't combo the Ghastly Reach off. Oh! Divine Palm triggered as Leoric is there. Nah, Sundering doesn't really do too much here. Close them off though. Oh, we have immediately Sanctification used as they're getting trapped once again. Circle of Life on Karazim helps him to get the heals in. Oh, Zagara! Zagara is so close and gets taken out by Vala. But the blue team is also in trouble. They're all incredibly low, but nobody can follow the damage up to finally take them out here. Diablo on 16 went straight into the Imposing Will. And yeah, we definitely chose the right first game here for the day. This is getting kind of fun. DCTR, Arden, and Wolves are already in position and pushing the opponents back, getting the next Web Weaver wave in. Actually doing really well when it comes to the objective. Looking at the damage, by the way, to give you a bit of an idea of what's going on there, 46,000 currently on Vala. We have 69,000 hero damage on Sylvanas, which is absolutely incredible, and Zagara with another 46,000 as well. Up at the top now, both of the teams are starting to just like move in once again for the Web Weavers. It's going to be that 5 versus 5. No fort has been eliminated on the side of Madcore yet, so Go definitely has a lot of experience that they can gather if they take these structures down, and they're trying to do that. heroic abilities already, at least a few of them. Sanctification could be used. Web Weaver in the mid lane and bot lane are already pushing, but at the top lane, that's where most of the pressure happens, and Go is going for it. They're starting to move in here against this one, and Madcore, there's very little that they can really do. They can poke from a distance, but that's already about it. Mid lane is now being pressured too, of course. The Web Weaver being quite busy here, and at the bottom lane, we're seeing a very similar picture. Another one gonna be eliminated. Go is getting some momentum. This is actually going to be very difficult for Madcore. They are the team with the wave clear, but they are starting to struggle in those team fights. 6 versus 7 kills. They still have 44 gems against 32. But the top lane had to be defended against the Web Weavers. No tower lost yet, and no keep lost yet, but the pressure is still on. Go is moving into the mid lane. They're trying to do it once again. Wolves, Audren, IK side, Go Terror, they're all here, and they're starting to push that in. The Maw has been used. Can they jump in, capitalize on it? Here comes again Apocalypse. Sanctification used, but still 2 heroes stunned out. Jaina and Zagara, they're going in with the damage now, though. Valla locked down, Valla palmed, and oh, they're trying to zone for her. Ko is nearly dead, but Zagara moves away in the last moment. Tyrael is about to jump out, but Tassadar is still dead. Tyrael is moving away right now. He still has that holy ground and is using it. Sono looks like he can get away here. Shields himself. Lolini and Kanoa are both incredibly low, and with level 19 versus level 17, Go is now moving in to take the opportunity and take down the first keep. They're trying to. I can't really stress enough how important this game is for them. They need those points. They need to rise in the standings. They're incredibly close to getting a playoff slot, and that's of course all that they want to do here. Madcore in a similar situation. They want to get a few more points too. Everybody moving in right now. Terra taken down, losing their gems, and they are trying to go for the hunt here. But Go is now on level 19.5. They only need half a level until they hit the Storm Talons on level 20. Turn-ins are starting again. Nobody there to interrupt it. They have the gem count. No, they don't. They don't have the gen count. Not just yet. They lost too many on Tassadar earlier when he died. So they need to take down a few additional waves if they really want to make this work. Down to the bottom of the map. We're seeing Zagara there. Wolves has Sundering ready, but he can't get into position fast enough. Sundering with a fairly low cooldown compared to a couple of other heroic abilities that we see in the game. For now, we're also seeing Sonu up at the top. Once again, of course, doing his thing there. Down to the middle of the map, everybody rotates around towards the mercenary camp, trying to get some pressure on the lane. But the situation for the French team is really a little bit iffy. They do not have that level 20 close enough. And once that talent hits, we're going to see an amazing situation for Go, who already took down the first keep in the game. So they have one lane pushing continuously, and they are heading into the next talent now. And once that they reach that, it's going to be tricky for Madcore. Madcore will definitely lose out on a lot of power that Go will suddenly have available to them. And that is going to be giving them the advantage that they are probably going to try to translate into a kill on keep number 2. Dying Breath has been chosen, Hardened Shield also, and at the same time we're seeing the Bolden Storm of Thrall. Can kind of expect... Oh, we actually see Vengeance taken on Valla. Damage, we need more damage. And Storm Shield for Karazim. Yeah, and StarCraft we would have called that a fail field. Fail field in the middle of a very big room. Not really anything that is getting blocked out of this one. But yeah, Tassadar just trying to make sure that nobody's following them up, and in this case it worked out. So they have now level 20, and there's two choices once you hit level 20. A, you push. B, you take an objective or camps on the map. They don't go for boss, they don't go for a turn-in. They have 30 gems, but they can't complete a whole one. So they're starting to move to the bottom right now. And are they going to go for the keep? It looks very much like it. They don't have a lot of time, though. They do not have a lot of time. They need to take these structures down fast. At least going for the well maybe, or at least put some damage in. They don't necessarily even need to finish it. They're going for the keep, and it looks like they're trying to burst it down. They're attempting to force the fight here, but of course the only thing that Madcore is trying to do now is stall a bit, and they move away. Makes a whole lot of sense. Was a good move. I really like it. They put the keep down to roughly a third of the hit points, and then they just moved away because they realized that with the next creep wave coming in, level 20 would hit for the opponent. So you shouldn't really force the issue. They're trying to actually go in again, risking it here. Actually risking it, and it looks like they can take it out. Yes, they take it apart. They know that Tyrael is in the middle of the map. He was not with the team. It was a 5 versus 4, so they capitalize on that fact. Tyrael was trying to get a bit more experience for his team, for the talents, and now they have them. Force Barrier has now been chosen. Triple Bolt of the Storm and the Hardened Shield for Tyrael. They're going in. Holy Ground was actually separating the entire team. More already being used. Tyrael with the Sanctification. At the same time, you're seeing the kill against Jaina. Tansana is also low. Zagara jumping away in the last moment, and so does Lolini. All of them using the Bolt of the Storm. And wow, Valla moving in from the side, taking Tacita out. 9 kills against 8, and now they find themselves in a 5 versus 3 position and are attempting to end their game. They could actually move back and turn in. They have the entire turn in. They don't necessarily need to force it now. They're not doing it. They don't want to risk it. They instead move up to take a few of the structures down, maybe get another kill. Are they going to go for core? Doesn't look like it. They have the gems. They could turn in. They take down one of the towers. They are trying to go for the keep. There's still 27 seconds until Jaina is back. Go is playing it safe. They're playing it really safe right now, and for good reason. The keep is eliminated, and now they can just safely move back while 2 of the heroes are still dead. Great play here by Go. Very cautious, and I like it. The situation that they're in demands it. We're having, in terms of siege damage, now 166,000, by the way, on the Auric. Burning Rage, of course, helps too. Whoa, Tyrael, what are you doing here? Uh-oh. Tyrael pretty much alone there, maybe trying to make sure that they're not getting another turn in, but now he's completely zoned. Again, it's Zagara with problems. Zagara actually jumping away, but Sylvanas is dead, and it looks like Tyrael is going to fall too. He's trying to move away once again. Uh-oh, there's still Zagara. Zagara gets back, but Tyrael, he does not. So once again, 2 heroes are down, and the turn-in is going to be completed either way. The only reason why Madcore went in that deep was because they thought, guys, if we do not cancel that turn-in, then it's lights out anyways. Yes, we are in a 3 versus 5 situation, but we have to stall somehow. We have to try it. We have to go in, try and stall until the other 2 heroes are back. They lost 2, and now it looks like it's going to be the end of the game, as we're seeing Go moving in towards the right side of the map, aiming for the core. A great game, actually, for the first round in the tournament. Pretty cool. Usually we're having a bit of a slower start into the tournament. Not so today. This is the action that we needed, and we are going straight in for the core here with Go attempting to finish the game. They go for Zagara again. More being used. Still the cooldown on Bolt of the Storm. Apparently they kill. And the victory. Double Web Beaver Wave already in position. And we are seeing at this point the core being eliminated. And Go advances to the next round of the tournament here at the end of the Storm European qualifier. Job well done, GG, well played, and congratulations. And that is it, everybody. GG and well played. The game's over, and therefore also the video for today here on Calder TV. We had another great Heroes of the Storm match, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Also hope that you enjoyed the commentary, of course. So thank you very much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up on YouTube. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to Calder TV yet, you should definitely hit that sub button as well. If you have some friends that like Heroes of the Storm, then definitely make sure that you show them the channel and also the video. There's a lot more where that came from. We're going to have like continuous content throughout the next few weeks with more Heroes of the Storm matches played, not only on the European server, but also on the North American server, in tournaments, in leagues, and more than that. So guys, once again, thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope that you had some fun. It was a pleasure casting for you. And I'm going to see you next time with even more videos here on the channel. So have a great day and see you soon. Bye-bye.